Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Not Another Teacher podcast. I'm your host, Martin Malone, aka the Teacher's PT. And this week we are focusing on the 5 key fundamentals I think you need to get a rock solid foundation, a rock solid transformation. We focused on nutrition, we focused on training, and now we are going for the ones that are ignored, I would say, but on large by the fitness world. Even though they shouldn't, because they are just as vital. And that is your hydration, your sleep, and your mindset. We are focused massively on your hydration, your water intake on this podcast. So let's get into it. This is one of the things which I think most teachers struggle with, and that is because of the routines and structures that are put in place for you. Like when you think about it, unless you have a TA in the classroom, you can only go to the toilet at break times. And that's if you're not on duty. Like, I remember Wednesdays used to be a hell day for me because I would be on playground duty. And that would mean that I could only go to the toilet between 12 and 1. I didn't have a TA. And it was an absolute nightmare. When I had a TA, I was like, excuse me, go in the toilet. I was laughing. But when I didn't, I used to purposely dehydrate myself on those days so I didn't go to the toilet as much, because I will go all the time. I drink 4 liters of water a day. I love being hydrated. And on that day, I wouldn't. And I used to notice a massive effect. I'd feel more tired. I'd feel more kind of lethargic. Wednesday was often a day when I would often order a takeaway in or get some chocolate on the way home because 1, I'd feel hungry because my belly wasn't as full. And 2, I just wasn't feeling on my A game and it just spiraled everything. So hydration is a massive, massive one, which is also neglected by a massive, massive amount of teachers. And that's what we need to fix. So the big thing with this is remembering that no one needs to teach you how to drink water. I see people giving tips on it all the time. You don't need tips on how to drink water. At the end of the day, every single one of you needs water to live. It is the second most important thing to you after breathing. With that, just think about it for a minute. There is something that you actively need to drink. You need to drink water or you are going to die. You need more water more than you need food. Yet people neglect it. People don't drink it and tell themselves that they're bad at drinking it. You're not bad at drinking it. If you were bad at drinking water, you would be dead. That's the cold hard facts of it. Sure, you might forget sometimes. Sure, you might like to put a little bit of cordial in it to give it a bit of flavor, which is perfectly fine. I love doing that. But ultimately, if you want to stay hydrated and feel at your very best, you have all the knowledge you need for that. You just might need different structures, different systems, and a little bit of standing up for yourself to make it count. So the first one of these is getting a big water bottle. If you get a 2-liter water bottle and you drink that during the day at school, you are going to stay massively hydrated. And the beauty of it is, the more we drink water, the more we crave water, the more it makes everything easier. So get in that habit with it. Put a bit of cordial in it, get a big water bottle. You are going to see your energy levels skyrocket. You are going to feel so much better, and then you are just going to start craving water. Now, the other second thing, which is a bit tricky, is you might be like I used to be and not have a TA, you're stuck with the kids, and you can't go to the toilet. What I used to do then was I used to send the kid to go to the head and ask them to come down to relieve me while I went to the toilet. Now, I would do this every single Wednesday. I would do it because to me, 3.5 hours is too long to spend without being able to go to the toilet. And at first, don't get me wrong, I didn't. I just suffered in silence with it. But as the years went on, I thought, and as I was getting into health more, I thought, no, I am not making myself ill every single Wednesday just because they're not providing the right environment for me. So I would send a child to go and get the head every day. Sometimes even if I didn't need a toilet, but don't tell anyone. And you'd have to come while I went to the toilet. And I'd say, listen, I have to. I've got no TA. I've got no one to lean on. And I've got to. He got so fed up of that he brought in a system that meant that I had someone to go to for the toilet. I used to send them to someone. And then I had that ability to never worry about my hydration ever again because I'd stood up and had set boundaries. If you're interested in learning more about boundaries, listen back to the other podcasts. But that was a big one for me. So with your hydration, set some boundaries with it. Make them know that it's not acceptable to leave you all day. Sure, an hour is fine, but 3 isn't. It's not fair. Then make sure that you've got a big water bottle. And if you need some, put some flavor in it. A little bit of cordial goes a long way. You are going to feel so much better, so much more energized. And if you've got any more questions about water, I'm happy to answer them. Just don't ask me whether you're drinking enough because you've got an internal system to show you that. If your wee is yellow, drink more water. If it's pretty clear, you're drinking enough. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you've taken something away from it. That's always the goal with these, that it just gives you that little light bulb moment, same way you do with the kids. And yeah, thanks for listening. And if you've got any questions or anything that you want to share with me, best place is on Instagram @TheTeachersPT. Bye for now.